So if you just want no BS, proven tips that are gonna massively help you get more sales on Etsy pretty much straight away, then in this video, I'm gonna share the top 6 things that I did that personally helped me become a multi-6-figure Etsy seller in just over 2 years. What's up guys, it's Alfie here, and I wanna get straight into this video. So let's start straight away with tip number 1, and this is to improve the trust aspect with your Etsy shop. So if customers do not trust your Etsy shop, they will not buy from your Etsy shop, okay? It's literally as simple as that. And if you only knew the importance that the Etsy shop banner, the logo, and even the About Us section will have with building trust with the customer, then you would certainly spend more time looking into these areas. And you know, we are literally the best case studies of this. So if we go to a website that looks dodgy, unprofessional, it's unpopulated, like chances are we're not gonna trust that website and we're just not gonna make a purchase from that website. And honestly people, Etsy is literally no different. If you look at any of the top sellers on Etsy, they all have an incredible banner, professional logo, and a really neat About Us section that really tells the story of the shop. And of course, the About Us section in particular is probably the best area where you can really start to build that rapport with the customer, and it really makes them kind of feel like they're part of the shop and they want to purchase from you. And I think, as we all know, there's a lot more conscious shoppers on Etsy than pretty much any platform like your Amazons or your eBays. So honestly, I promise you, these things are really important. But yeah, moving on to the next tip now, and this is to expand your listing selection and start to A/B test. So Etsy is very much a listings game, right? And if you look at pretty much any top seller on Etsy, they just have tons and tons of listings, sometimes even over 1,000 listings. And having lots of listings on your Etsy shop really does allow for a few things. So firstly, it massively increases the chance of you finding a best-selling item that just sells incredibly well and customers love, which in turn is just going to bring loads of traffic to your Etsy shop. And honestly, as you can see here from my personal products, it's normally like the top 2 or 3 listings that are responsible for pretty much most of your views coming to your shop. And then also with the more listings that you actually have available for shoppers to see and click on, this just gives you additional chances to start A/B testing, to actually see what works and what doesn't work. And now when I say A/B testing, I'm going to show you exactly what I mean for this. So you can literally go to any listing on your Etsy shop and you just want to hit the cog icon, and then you're going to get the option to copy the listing, okay? So this is going to create you an entirely new listing based off your old one, and it just gives you the perfect opportunity to try different keywords, like different SEO approaches in your titles, and even different thumbnail images, which again is very important to test. I mean, if you really want to deep dive into trying loads of different keywords, you can even alter the tags of the listing as well. So again, not only is this just going to give you an additional listing on your Etsy store, so an additional way of getting more clicks and views on your Etsy shop, but it's also going to give you a massive opportunity to test, to actually see what's proven to work by seeing which one of these 2 listings performs better, and then whatever knowledge and stats you get from this, you can then use on your other listings on your Etsy shop. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how we improve in the long term. But yeah, moving on to the next tip now, and this is to use proven winning tags. So look, it's no shock that your tags plays a massive role into your listings SEO and how your listings are actually being found on Etsy. And if you knew what the top Etsy sellers knew about titles and tags and keywords, then honestly, I promise you, your listings, the clicks that you're getting on your listings will increase exponentially. So the good thing is we're in 2024 now, and there are ways that we can literally do exactly this. So I'm just gonna head straight over to the personal Etsy SEO research program which I use, Everbee. And now I'm about to show you some absolute magic here. So on Everbee, you can just go to product analytics and you can literally search for whatever you're selling. So say for example, something like digital planners. And now this is just gonna bring up a massive list of products in that niche, and it's gonna be automatically filtered on which products are making the most money on a monthly basis. And you can see here all of the details about these best-selling products on Etsy, like even things like how much they're making per month, like, which is pretty cool. But the magic thing here is when you actually click on one of these products, this is gonna allow you to scroll down and you can then see the exact tags the product is using to get basically all of the traffic and sales, okay? But what's even more magic, and it's the reason that keyword research tools like this are just absolutely invaluable to us Etsy sellers, and that's because they do all of the analytics for us, and they give each keyword something that's known as a keyword competition score. And this competition score is basically just the ratio of searches to competition on Etsy for the given keyword. And so of course, it's a no-brainer. The goal is always going to be to use as many keywords as possible that have low competition with high searches, because it's just going to be so much easier for us to rank for. So what I recommend to do is just look at these best-selling listings and use some of the exact same tags that they're using, and look at the keyword score, and pretty much any tag that doesn't have a keyword score of 0, I would say definitely use. And then of course, the higher the keyword score, the much better it's going to be. And now if you're someone like me and you don't actually have that much time to be spending on SEO research and that sort of stuff because you're super busy, then it's great because there's even a little copy icon here. So you can literally just hit that, copy all of the tags that these best-selling proven listings are using, and you can paste them straight into your own listings. And again, just fine tune and just keep the ones that you actually want to use for your product. So if any of you guys want to get a massive boost in your Etsy traffic, and in general you just want a top keyword research tool to use, then I'll leave a link to check out Everbee for free in the video description, and they have kindly sponsored this video. And yeah, just in general, I would genuinely recommend them. But yeah, moving on to the next tip now, and this is to use low budget ads. And now, right, when I say low budget, I really do mean low budget, okay? So running ads with honestly as little as $2 a day per product you want to advertise will have still massive growth benefits to your shop. And now I want to just quickly head over to my own Etsy dashboard, and I just want to show you some ads figures from my dashboard for just 1 month of ads. And you can see here, I spent $300 total for the month on ads. So this was around $10 a day, and I was advertising 5 listings a day at the time, so $2 per listing. And this ended up returning me a very respectable, I thought, $2,000 in revenue. And honestly, I mean, you can see for yourself, I do not spend a lot of money on ads at all compared to a lot of the other Etsy YouTubers and Etsy gurus out there. Simply because, in my honest opinion, I really don't think you need to. But yeah, honestly, I'd recommend just trying it out. Start advertising maybe like your top 2 or 3 best-selling listings, $2 a day each per listing, of course, only if you can afford it, because if nothing else, it's going to give you additional data, additional clicks, and just additional stats that you can then learn from and improve going forward. And now look, if any of you want a full Etsy strategy breakdown, so this is where I'm also revealing my full Etsy strategy, then there's a video on my channel about this already, so feel free to check it out if you wish. But yeah, moving on to the next tip now, and this is to sort out your thumbnail images. All right, so you guys, if you know me, you'll know I'm probably the biggest advocate of thumbnail images that are high quality on YouTube. So please fix your thumbnail images, people, because you know, if somebody doesn't click on your product, okay, if they don't click on your product in the first place, they will never even get the chance to buy your product. So whatever you do afterwards, whatever you do after this point to improve will have literally no effect if they're not clicking on your product in the first place. And look, again, we take ourselves as the very best case studies for this. So when we're shopping on a program like Etsy or Amazon, why do we click on certain items? We click on certain items because they look great, they draw our eyes, so they draw our attention to the item, and we just want to click on them. So with this in mind, we need to make our thumbnail images as high quality and to stand out as much as possible. So if you're selling something like print-on-demand products, then I recommend to not use the standard mock-up images you get from the print-on-demand websites. Instead, invest a little bit of money in high-quality mock-up images, that some of which can actually be bought on Etsy. And of course, if you're selling physical items and you're taking the pictures yourself, I recommend to try and make the actual product you're selling stand out as much as possible from the background. And 2 ways to do this. You can either use a high contrast in background color-wise, or a simple tip is just blur the background, people. It makes the image stand out so much more. And then of course, if you're selling digital items, the key here is to just make sure that they're not too cluttered, okay? Make sure all of the main information that you want to get across stands out, it can all be read, and the image in general just looks professional and is something that we just want to click on. But yeah, seriously people, thumbnail images, they're so important, and I'm going to keep saying it on my channel every week until I'm blue in the face. But yeah, moving on to the next tip now, and this is to always be in people's updates section. So what exactly do I mean by the updates section? Well, if you've ever done any shopping on Etsy, you'll know that we'll get frequent updates and notifications about what sellers are doing on the platform. And of course, this is all gonna come in that little bell icon that you see on the top of your Etsy dashboard. So say for example, if somebody favorites your shop or an item from your shop, then whenever you put something on sale, or you release a coupon, or a product comes back in stock, or you hand out some discount codes, then this is basically just going to be presented to the shopper, and it's just going to give them another reason to click through onto your shop and make another sale. And at the very least, it just puts your brand name back in the shopper's mind. And now, honestly, I know this works because I buy a lot of items like this myself, because I do love a good deal as much as anybody else does, and for some reason, obviously the coupon codes, when you see it, it comes up all green as well. It looks nice, and it just really tends to lure me in, and I know it does for a lot of shoppers. And so again, I just want to head back to my Etsy dashboard and show you some personal stats here. So you can just see here the revenue that I made as a direct result of some of these codes, such as the abandoned basket and the favorites codes especially. So it's just a great little way to get some additional sales, which you don't really have to do a lot for, and you probably wouldn't have got anyway. And look guys, if you want 20 more proven tips to make killer money on Etsy, okay, which I guarantee to you works because I've done them all myself, then just feel free to check out this video here. I think it should really help you. But again, otherwise, thanks so much for watching. That's all from me today. I'll see you on the next one. Cheers, people.